welcome to the Learn From Us podcast. As always, I am Seth. This is Paul, and this is Andrew. It's Andrew, right? It's Andrew. We are here today for another wonderful deal of the week. But first, Paul, you came over to my new house last night.
I did. It was wonderful.
Yeah, welcome up north.
Andrew was at the Indians game, so he couldn't join us.
Yeah, he wasn't here. Yeah, what a barn burner last night. I
feel like this is the beginning of an onslaught today.
We did move into the new house last night. Of course, selling the house, buying the house, and moving was just a flawless routine.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Nothing went wrong. It was totally wonderful. But my goal for the day was like, no matter what happened, is like, let's put down everything and sort of, I wanted to fire up the fire pit, maybe have a few drinks, a few burgers, a few laughs. And I think we did that, Paul. So it was nice that you got to meet some of my family members and entertain.
Sure. So I don't know how many stories you heard from your father-in-law because they all mixed together.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it was like 2, 3, 4 stories, but I liked them all.
What do your kids think? New house.
So again, it was just stunning. You know, I felt like I really made it, Andrew, because I had my kids and 3 of their best friends they've grown up with, and they're just frolicking through the yard at sunset on our 2 acres now, and the dogs are running around, and it was just wonderful. So they're very, very excited. So
sounds like you're about to cry right now.
That's sweat. That's sweat that's billowing out of me.
We got the hot sun.
Yeah.
I think one of those 2 drinks by the fire pit's leaking down your forehead.
Well, Paul was very nice. Speaking of drinks, is Paul brought a beautiful bottle of wine.
Did you scan it?
I did not.
Oh, you got to scan it.
You know, so folks, you know, I don't know if you do this.
Is it
I hope you do.
I don't know.
So I hope you do. But like, Paul and I can totally be like, oh, thanks for this wine. I'm gonna go look it up now. Like, you know, and Paul has no clue. He's got about 300 bottles in his basement, just collecting dust. And
I don't drink.
He grabbed one of those, brought it over, which was thoughtful.
Well, on my way over, I remember thinking to myself, like, what if I grabbed some piece of shit bottle of wine?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, listen, I'm over it now. I opened up a bottle that was a gift. I thought it was some bourbon barrel aged wine, and I was like, oh, this must be very rare. And I was like, this is the best bottle of wine I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. It was $12.
and it's good though.
Yeah.
It's at Giant Eagle. I've had it.
Oh, maybe it was a gift from you.
Oh,
then.
you know it too?
Yeah, I've had it.
If it's $12, it's definitely
Robert something. Yeah.
That sounds right down my alley.
But to repay you, Paul, and listen, Paul and I have been talking about this as we drive around in the car, is folks, if you're not checking this out on YouTube,
oh, it's great.
You're missing out because I don't know, like I don't know if you just sit around and watch YouTube like us, but like you should because if you're listening in the car, that's
maybe we'd
one
find
thing.
more real estate deals if we didn't watch so much YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say so. Yeah. But anyway, if you want to see YouTube, this next sequence will be just a very touching moment for Paul because I've brought a gift for you, Paul.
You brought a gift for me?
God.
Now, you've done a lot for me in the
Seth,
past.
you shouldn't have.
The past month. Andrew, I'll get to you. and last night especially was just wonderful. So I
invited myself over last night, basically.
I didn't have time to wrap it.
As you should have.
And I know you might be moving into a new house, so I thought this was a beautiful housewarming gift. And so, here it is. I don't have time to wrap it, but, you know.
I can't wait.
If you're on
this
YouTube.
is a gag gift. Please tell me this is a gag gift. Did you go to Spencer's?
No, it's not. It's a real gift. You can hang it on the wall. Here you go. It's for you.
What the fuck is this?
Describe it to our listeners.
What kind of animal is this? A deer?
I'll look at that.
Would you just look at it, Paul?
Show it to the camera and like.
What the fuck is this?
So, this is a deer.
This is gross.
we have here.
Andrew,
it looks like a 100% authentic. It's about maybe 18 inches of
I'm
actual.
crying right now. Now I'm crying, Andrew.
It's a deer hoof.
It's about 12 inches.
It's a deer hoof.
This is gross.
With
Andrew, look right in between there.
It's cut off right above the ankle, and it's just
this is so weird.
It's
to
the
touch
hoof.
it.
It's just the hoof.
It's a mounted.
Was this
deer
in your
hoof.
house?
No, I got it thrift shopping many years ago. It's a mounted deer hoof. Well, we're gonna have to move it. I'm just gonna laugh my ass off.
No, I think this needs to stay right.
It's a
in the middle
mounted.
So let's put it up here until Lisa catches it and until we like.
So Lisa, Paul's gal does our interior design, and so she constantly yells at us at how our colors are off and our feng shuis. But yeah, this will really get her. So this is a mounted deer hoof that's cut off just above the ankle, and it's mounted on a piece of wood. Someone took a lot of time to do this.
When you saw this at the thrift shop, all you thought to yourself was, "I must have
Gotta
this."
have it. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. I mean, come on, look at that thing. So
How much was it?
Oh, it was like $5.
Anything under 10's a steal.
So anyway, you're welcome. All right, boys, let us get to Deal of the Week.
Deal of the week.
Deal of the week. Andrew brings Paul a deal of the week. And Seth's there too.
I am here too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for Deal of the Week. Andrew, congrats for coming back from the game. Thanks for being here. Tell us where...
How many Indians games have you been to this year?
I made it through 3 innings of one game, and it sounds like I've been to 12.
Sounds like Andrew owns it.
Tell us where this deal is today.
Let me send you the info over here through email.
Ooh, a lot of 1-bedrooms.
Correct.
Okay.
So Paul may be slightly familiar with this one.
Smiley Garden.
Yeah, Paul has a smiley garden of fruits and vegetables he's planting in his backyard.
Yes.
Okay, this is, wow, look at this.
Tim, can you turn the temperature down? It's getting hot in here.
Okay, so this is a 50-unit apartment complex.
Yes, this is a 50-unit complex with lots of 1-bedrooms, as you can see.
44 1-bedrooms with an average square footage of 618. And only 6 2-bedrooms with a square footage of 870.
Seth, I gave you a color pick. Why don't you
I'm
tell
very
us
good
about
at
it?
that.
Yeah.
So, wow, Andrew, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not like a...
It's like a ranch that's just been elongated.
Yes, I would say it's
Like
a
a
ranch.
sprawling estate of apartments.
like
It's actually
yes.
not at all.
So it's a sort of a brownish, not a single story, obviously ranch, like divided up with garages in between some of the houses. There's also some 2-story houses. They look kind of like, this is very standard, I would say very standard apartment complex you would see in the city. It looks like they have plenty of parking. Andrew, tell us more about it.
Tons of parking, lots of acreage. This is in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
I like that.
Where is it? Oh, is this the one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one in Shelby.
Yeah. Shelby. You like Shelby?
He's building a Shelby.
I'm
Aren't you? A car?
Oh, I am building a Shelby
Yeah, he
Cobra.
didn't
That's
catch
right.
that one.
Kit car.
You're on your game today, Paul. By the way, I'm the host of the podcast.
I was
My
bringing it
name's
up to you.
Seth.
I don't know what you were talking about.
Andrew, tell us about the stats on this puppy. Let's rock.
All right, so we've got a property. It's pretty interesting. And I brought it here. And Seth, the only reason I say it is Paul's seen this. We talked about this yesterday, so you're going to get to guess today.
Yep.
Paul
These
may not be
numbers
on the guessing side. Yeah, you've got 2018 and 2017 numbers there.
Okay.
This property is under a HUD contract.
What does that mean, Andrew?
Here, take a look, Seth. You're going to see something like that.
Wow, look at this. This is a HUD contract.
In 2004, the Mansfield Metropolitan Housing Authority came in and said, hey, we're going to take all the units and give you a contract for rent. Here's what you get in rent, and we give you escalations going anywhere from 2 to 7% a year. Depending on the year, you have to ask for them. They got to come in. They got to approve them, all that kind of stuff. It's going to include your water and your electricity and your rent. And pretty much the government comes in and pays the vast majority of your rent. Similar. A lot of people know it like a Section 8, but it's a different type of voucher.
Now, again, I'm here because I don't know what we're talking about, and that's how you guys can explain it. So tell me again, the Section 8, the HUD, I think I know about this, but tell me a little bit further. What does this mean? Who's living here, and how is the owner getting paid? You said by the...
So Shelby, Ohio would be a little bit more economically depressed area. So your tenant is making far below, I'll call it average median income, and they can't afford to pay rent. So the government's coming in and making the majority of the rent payment every single month. And in this case, the government agreed to do that for 20 years.
20 years?
From 2004 to 2024.
Okay.
So they've had escalations going on every single year, and what ended up happening is we got to a point right now where
What had happened was...
What had happened was?
Let me tell you the story of a girl.
That's right.
Tell me about it.
1-bedrooms are cooking at high 700s.
What are they cooking in the bedrooms?
I don't know. You tell me.
Most likely meth.
I've never been there.
No, not in a single bedroom. I mean, you need more space.
Clearly.
The aluminum foil alone.
Okay.
So two bedrooms are in the 900s. And the reason I bring it up, it's actually pretty weird because if you sit there, here, Seth, I got a rent roll here for you.
Oh my God, look at all this paperwork. I'm already confused.
I know.
Okay.
So, but what you'll see over here is you can see this separation of what is rent, and then you'll see a number that says subsidy. Subsidy is what the government's paying. Rent is what th're paying. So you can see a lot of the people are paying about $200. and the subsidy is about 500 some bucks.
Yeah.
And so that's how you're making up your rent every month. So the owner's getting a giant check for every single unit of $500+ for every unit, and just goes around collecting a couple $100 from everyone.
I'm gonna go ahead and read off all the names of the people in the tenants. Let's start with
Let's
Paul.
let's
Tell me,
open the doors on this one.
Paul, what do you think? I just called you Tall. Paul, what do you think about
Tall Paul.
this form of owning a property, the HUD? What do you think of this?
Well, you have to look at the whole thing in its totalitarianism. Name that movie.
Because upon first glance,
Something about Mary.
Because upon first glance, it seems like we're getting pretty high rates for the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. That's the concern. I mean, we're talking about
Seth,
over
that's
a dollar.
why we're talking about it. That was a
talking
good
about-
observation.
We're $1.
Yeah, that's why we talking. We talking about practice. Go ahead, Paul.
We're like $1.25 a square foot for the middle of nowhere. This is a suburb of Mansfield. Anybody who knows Ohio knows that Mansfield is not a big city. So we were talking about a suburb of Mansfield.
Paul, you did some population peaks yesterday.
There's 9,000 people in this town.
Yeah. So for all the people listening across the world, you can compare it to where you're at.
9,000 people it's a suburb of a town with 45,000 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Mansfield even that big? Maybe it's not even that big. Maybe Mansfield like 20,000 people.
I think it's kind of surprisingly big.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
got a
open
few-
their ropes and keep
got a
taking
few
more people
roads
in.
and yeah. Okay. So
I don't like it.
you don't like it overall? This process of taking over a HUD house and
Well, yeah, because it's only got 5 years left in the HUD, and you're telling me we're going to get $700 some for a 1-bedroom in Shelby, Ohio, when this thing's all said and done. So you're buying it today.
Here, Seth, let me show you.
go.
We've got 2 P&Ls here, right? That's what they're selling it off of.
Profit and loss. Got
Yeah,
it.
you got it. So I got a 17 here. I got an 18 here. You do a quick look. You see, I got 128 on my bottom
By the
line.
way, and they're already factoring in interest expense here.
Well, there's a lot of things. So 153, right?
Yeah.
$153,000 worth of income. If you dig into it, other income, miscellaneous, $48,000. You'll notice you don't have that type of money in 17,
What
right?
happened there?
Insurance proceeds.
Oh, that's lame.
They did a claim and put it on there. You'll never get that again. So you got to take that
What's
out.
that miscellaneous expense? But is that the offsetting of the insurance proceeds?
That is the insurance proceeds.
No, right here.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a cost. Yeah.
Of the insurance.
Of the insurance.
Well, then they net each other out.
So they'll net, but still, if you come in, mortgage, you're taking that off, right?
Yep.
And if you sit here and scroll, they got other thing. Their auditing and bookkeeping expenses are, $18,000 for a small property.
yeah, it's pretty high.
Pretty significant. And then,
Is it because it's HUD?
well, no, it's not just because it's HUD. I think he's lumping a lot of costs in to kind of pay for himself, which is weird. But the one thing you'll notice that's not on 18, real estate taxes.
He doesn't. What?
didn't pay him.
How
They're
much
not,
were they?
They're not there.
What about in 17? Right there.
$32,000.
He also has depreciation in here.
On this one, he does.
Not on here though.
He has depreciation, amortization expense,
Jesus Christ.
mortgage interest, mortgage insurance, incentive performance fee. He has city income tax, but that's not on there either. So the amount of differences from one year to another is so weird. So this is I'll call it home cooked books type thing. And it's weird. Like when you look at something, you're looking for the main things. If you can't find real estate taxes on here,
Yes.
then just you got to start going through and creating your own.
Yeah, we
your
are
own
not. We
numbers
are
on
not
there.
Smiles Times.
So what happens in 4 years when this drops off the HUD contract
That's
from
a
the
great
government?
question.
What happens then?
Well, there's 2 things that could happen. One, you renew it.
What's that process like?
No clue.
You meet with them, and if people still need it and the funding's still there, you're good. Same point, there's clauses in this contract. This is one of about 30 pages. I didn't bore you, though. It pretty much gives them the right of, if the government shuts off specific funding for this type of project, you're immediately canceled at any time.
That would have really hurt the bottom line, wouldn't
Well,
you
it would
think?
crush it, because if you go in, and I took a little snippet here from apartments.com just for picture's sake. If you go there and say, oh, this is a beautiful town, I'm interested in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. 1-bedrooms are going for $400.
Mm-hmm.
And here on this HUD, they're going for high 7s.
So let's say HUD disappears. We already know that everyone on here can only afford $200.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, in the world of investing, it's about understanding your downside risk.
If I'm not HUD,
Explain
what
that,
am
Paul.
I?
That's
Well,
big to you, and every
of
time you
course.
say it, I sort of nod like I know, but
Well, it's the whole Grant Cardone says 6% is better than 0%. Well, he's wrong, because if you're getting 6% on a very risky deal that has a potential in an X% situation to go to lose 50%, then you have to calculate that all out. Everybody just thinks that, oh, this deal is supposed to do X, so it'll do X or somewhere around there. No. If you're overpaying on 100 deals, eventually the come to Jesus moment will happen. You'll lose money. I look at this deal saying you're buying it on the high rents, hoping that HUD still keeps this contract going. Well, what happens if it doesn't? To me, that's too much of a risk as opposed to go buy a property in a bigger city with more security of I can find other renters at a rate that's market rate. These are not market rate rents. Mm-hmm. So you're buying above market rate and not for any reason other than it's a government deal. What if the government walks away from it?
If I found one of these in a much larger city,
I'd be much more open
let's
to
say
it.
Columbus, right? And then I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the HUD rents, and the HUD rents are $600 for a 1 and $700 for a 2. Now I'm sitting there and going, if they leave, I could actually be in a better position.
Yeah.
Because I could take out the HUD and replace with market and get a $100, $200 bump per unit.
Yep.
So that's upside to the downside of them leaving the contract. Now, the funny thing is, the reason why it's pretty interesting, Seth, if you look at the numbers and the rents that he's getting and the vacancy he has over a long period of time, they're actually pretty good numbers. If you bought it off his numbers, I beat this thing up. A lot of times we talk about expenses per unit, and I'm using about $5,000 a door, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. I'm at $6,000 a door, and there's other reasons. He's paying all the electricity, which is $70,000 a year and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But yeah, so $6,000. This guy, $7,000 a year, $6,000 a year. See, now you're throwing me. So, and I'm getting a 20% IRR at 1 point. Oh, hey Seth, what do you think this deal goes for?
Well, there's
look
a
at that. I'm almost like cat out of the bag.
There's a price to everything. So
I believe that.
So what if this is a really good price? So
I haven't told you the price. I was about to.
How good of a price do you need, though? Seth, that's exactly it. What's the good price it would take?
Okay. Let me take out the
I like that.
trusty
For those of you who aren't watching on
calculator.
YouTube, we've got Seth cranking away on the iPhone
It's a
calculator.
50 unit guy, right? 50 unit?
50 unit, right? And you can see here, we got income for 2 years up top here. We got 460 and 450.
The revenue. Did we tell him that?
No, but
I let in the very beginning of this.
I think Paul wants to pay about, I'm putting this at 22 a door with no numbers at all. I just
That's
made that up.
2.1.
Is it?
No, 1.1. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was a trick question for him.
See how confident you were there? So I don't know why I came up with that number. I factored in what Paul usually says on 2 and 3 bedroom apartments that are bigger. I factored in a little bit of the HUD maybe disappearing. So if they...
I would buy this thing all day at 1.1, even in this market with these rents and all that stuff.
22 is too low then.
Yeah, 22 is too low. But again, I didn't like this deal.
Well, that must mean that they're asking...
The number they're asking is
More
actually
than 1.1? Oh, you figured it out.
Nothing gets by Seth.
So yeah, they're not asking 40 a door. That would be insane. So they're asking $2 million for this.
1.95.
Look at me.
But guess what?
Do you feel yourself just zoning in right now?
I'm like
I should say, bingo, you got it.
wow.
Suck me right in.
Tractor beams.
Suck me right in.
I threw out bingo. We've got a guy at the Scar Shop, Bingo. He's been listening to every single podcast.
Has he?
Yeah.
So listen, guys, if you haven't done this in a while, Paul and I talk about these movies all the time. One of which is Dumb and Dumber, which is obviously just a dumbass movie.
But it's phenomenal.
After we played basketball at Paul's house like a bunch of children, we were like, hey, let's just throw this movie on like the old college days. And we sat in the theater. We had candy and popcorn, and 4 of us, including a couple buddies, watched Dumb and Dumber only about the first maybe 40 minutes. And when you can sit with friends, Andrew, you got to try this. When you can sit with friends that you've all collectively watched the movie for 20 years, but then like
I knew it was going to be a tough day.
but then you can point things out that maybe you've never seen.
What was the thing you never saw? There was something in there you're like, you never noticed, and I pointed out, I'm like, hey, did you see that? You're like, I've never seen it before.
Do you notice he has a bird?
Like when they were leaving, in the beginning of the movie, when they're leaving their apartment complex, they're walking down like sort of the side aisle way, and there's
the guy.
there's a guy urinating on the wall.
You're the one that caught that.
Yeah.
You're the one that
I was
caught
like,
that.
oh my God, I saw that. And you're like, I've never seen that.
I'd never seen that before in my life. And here he is peeing on the wall.
Anyway, so here we are, like crying in laughter, 4 of us, just watching the movie, and just we all know what scene is next, and it was just really, really fun. So I can't wait to do it again, man. That was freaking hilarious.
A Few Good Men. That's what I said in the group chat last night. And
I thought you were tying this into the building somehow.
Andrew,
That's why I kept
Andrew,
waiting.
please. Adults are speaking.
Not
here,
at all.
bud.
Not at all.
Hey, shh.
Daddy speaking.
Daddy speaking.
So they want 1.95. That's too
By the way,
much.
no, time out.
Go ahead.
If this were an operating property at market rent, it is not too much because you have to add back in so many things. I think it'd be a great deal at 1.95. The problem we have is, like I said before, it's that downside risk of, okay, well, what does it become if it goes empty?
So
If the HUD leaves it.
So the HUD thing's the biggest thing. Like,
Oh yeah, because he's smart. He's trying to sell this on the HUD thing, but at the end of the day, it's like buying a Walgreens lease that might be out in 5 years or 4 years.
He
like,
leased it for 20 years, and on year 15, he's dumping.
Yeah.
And again, it's a good move. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people that we see when properties come for sale and you go to a broker, you talk to them, what's the reason everyone gives on why they're selling? Why is it operating poorly?
Oh, bad. I just didn't operate it well.
They go, oh, bad management.
Yeah, I didn't operate it
Bad
well.
management. I'm not doing. I'll tell you what, this guy, to get the type of inflation that he's been bumping this up from being in the low 5s on 1-bedrooms, now he's up in the high 7s.
Isn't that predetermined?
No, that's every year.
I know, but isn't it predetermined ahead of time?
How does he negotiate with the government to give him such a great deal on 1-bedroom?
I don't think he negotiates.
They have representatives, and he just
Yeah, I don't
he
think there's
pleads
any
a case for why it should be or shouldn't be.
But even in the middle of nowhere, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're sending money, so they got to have someone to represent the territory.
yeah, I get it.
Repping.
Rep my city.
We're getting a lot of signups, Tim.
Okay. This is so they want 1.95, no deal.
I mean, this is what I'd do on this deal. I would underwrite it on market rents and market expenses. I'd determine a value there. I would sit there and give some sort of calculation on the next 5 years, add it into the price, and probably pay that.
Yeah, Seth, I don't think you're far off to say in the low 1 millions, if you stabilize this out, it's going to be somewhere around there.
Uh-huh.
If this scenario was going to carry forward for another 30 years or something, are you able to sit there and get up into the...
But you said already that they can cancel at any time.
Oh, yeah, it's still government funding. Has it been there for a long, long time? Yeah. Could it disappear? Yeah, it could. We don't know what button Trump's going to press next week.
I hope it's not.
Who's that again?
He was in a picture with
He was in Back to the Future 2.
the Queen of
No,
England.
sorry, that was Biff.
In his oh
Remember that though?
yeah.
They kind of look the same. I mean, that's scary, right? They got the tower and the hair.
Tower.
The hair.
Yeah, I mean, like, anyway. All right, boys, no deal. Damn it, no deal on this. Andrew, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're just talking about movies now.
The movies are great, though.
I know, but if you know,
And what was the deal with Betsy last night saying that they don't watch good movies?
well, I mean, Andrew and I have
She
both
must know
been-
you.
No.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Was this-
fuck you.
was this one
You're
of-
cool.
What movie?
What's it called? Half Baked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going back to more to Coming to America.
Oh, is that from Coming to America?
No, it's not. It's from Half Baked, but in Coming to America, it's more of like a fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next? And it cuts his hair, you know. Anywho, all right, I'll let you guys go. The last 14 seconds gave us an E rating on iTunes, so look us up on iTunes, look us up on YouTube. Don't let the kids follow along.
By the way, did you hear iTunes is going away?
I did hear that.
Pardon?
Yeah, iTunes is going
Yeah.
away. Apple's getting rid of iTunes. What are they doing instead?
That's how I get my music.
Is it just subscription to Apple Music?
So there's no more buying songs individually?
How?
We're gonna have to save that one for the next time.
Oh, I don't have a drop for that, Andrew. So
Yeah.
sorry. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. For
Seth, the deer hoof.
Oh my
yeah.
god, that thing is.
Can we make
have
sure
you felt the skin on the fur? It's disgusting.
I've petted it. Check us out on YouTube. Learn from
I'm
us.
definitely regifting that
Learn
to
from
somebody
us.
else.
Tim, what is our YouTube channel? Learn from us, investor. Learn from us. Go to YouTube. Check out how handsome Andrew is. Thank you, guys.
I
See
spit
you
something
around.
out there. That was gross.
Andrew brings Paul a deal of the week. And Seth's there too.